Dr. Melissa Felkins from It's a Joyous Journey. I want to talk to you about Apologia Health and Nutrition. I can't tell you how excited I am about this curriculum for my high school students. I've been looking for a high school health curriculum for years for my kids, and I've just not found one that I've been comfortable with until now. And so when I was browsing through the Apologia website looking for some science curriculum for my freshmen, I came across this health course, and I can't tell you, I was so excited because it's just something that I've been looking for so long. Let me tell you a little bit about my journey with looking for a health curriculum. It seems like almost every health curriculum that I've looked at, it either seemed to be geared toward younger students, almost elementary or middle school age, or it didn't seem to cover the topics that I felt like were relevant to high school kids. And so I've really struggled with that, finding that right balance. And I did want something that was from a Christian worldview, but I didn't want something that was going to try to take over my role as a parent for my kids. And it seemed like that's what some of them seem to do. I wanted something that would approach health through a solid scientific foundation, but from a Christian worldview. With that in mind, I also wanted there to be room for me as a parent, my husband and I as parents, to interject our own personal beliefs and not feel like the health curriculum was trying to teach doctrine to my children. That might seem a little bit different, but I have come across some health curricula that approach things in a very legalistic manner that almost had an air of condemnation, and that's not the way that we wanted to approach these subjects with our kids. And so we needed something that was solid biblically, solid scientifically, and would leave room for us to have those hard conversations with our kids in a way that we felt comfortable. And so I really think that we have found that with Apologia Health and Nutrition. This course was published in 2018, and it really speaks to a lot of the issues that teens are really facing in today's society. Things like video game addictions, device addictions, social media comparison traps, cyberbullying, just a few things. But it really goes into a good amount of detail about mental and emotional health, spiritual health, all of those things that really need to be talked about with our kids. And so I really like that it has all of those. Of course, it covers nutrition, it covers the body, it does cover reproduction in a very good way, I might add, and we've been very happy with the content of this curriculum. Let's talk a little bit about how it's set up. It comes with this hardcover book, textbook. Also, there is this spiral student workbook, and this is how most of the new curriculum from Apologia is set up. It's got very colorful notebook. The workbook is set up in a way that leaves space for students to take notes. It also has all the on your own questions in there. It has projects, the study guides, and the tests are all available in the student workbook. As far as how the course is set up, it follows along really nicely with what you're used to with other Apologia courses. It has 15 modules in this book, and each module has the text. It has on your own questions that are answered throughout the reading, and it has a study guide at the end of each module and then a test that you take. So that's a pretty familiar setup for those who are familiar with Apologia. There's not a teacher book that comes with this set, but there's a PDF download that has all of the solutions for the study guide and the test. And that is in the Apologia Book Extras website. And there are also links to several different supplemental activities and information that you can use there. Now, is this course a 1 semester or a 2 semester course? Well, really it could be done either way. If you really wanted to get it done in a semester, I think you could do that. We're choosing to give a full year credit for this course, and there is plenty of content here to do that with. There are multiple projects on every module. There are, like I mentioned before, the supplemental information that's on the Apologia Book Extras website. There's just plenty of information to make this a year-long course, and honestly, I think that it needs to be. It covers both health and nutrition, and you can really dive deep into a lot of topics about your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, all of those things. And so I really think that it is worthy of a year-long credit. The only thing that I wish that this course had that I haven't come across yet is an audiobook. A lot of the other Apologia courses have audiobooks that you can download so that you can listen along with the text as you're reading it. This course does not have one of those. I wish that it did. because my son who's taking this right now, he struggles with dysgraphia, dyslexia, and ADHD. And so he does better if he can hear the audio along with reading the text. So since there's no audiobook, I usually read the text to him, and he goes through and does the student workbook as I'm reading to him, which it's working out just fine. But I do think that if he had that audio and he was able to be looking at the book and seeing those graphics and reading along with it, that might be a little bit better scenario for him. I will say this though, the fact that we are doing this together has opened up a lot of opportunities for us to have really good conversations about the topics that are being brought up. And if we weren't doing it, if he was doing it all by himself, we might not have had the opportunity to have those conversations. So it's working out fine for us this way, but I would like to see the audiobook made available in the future. Another way that we've personalized this a little bit is we have moved the modules around. It's not set up in a way that you absolutely have to do the modules in the order that they are presented to you. Yes, there are some that flow a little bit better if you do them in the order that they are presented in the book. But if you felt the need to take a module out of order for some reason, that works okay too. We actually did that. As I told you in the beginning, I've had struggles finding a health curriculum that I'm happy with, and so my son is taking this as a senior. And so with his age in mind, we decided to go ahead and take the module on reproduction, which is the last module in the book, and move that up to earlier in the school year, so that we could go ahead and go through that and make sure that we answered any unanswered questions or talked about any lingering concerns, things like that. And so we did that early in the school year. No, we have not waited until our son is a senior to address reproductive health, but this did give us a good opportunity to make sure that as he goes into adulthood that he is fully aware and equipped with all of the knowledge that he needs for that part of his life. A question that you might have is, just how Christian is Apologia Health and Nutrition? It is presented from a solid Christian worldview. There are Bible quotes, there are quotes from Christian authors all throughout. There's examples and explanations that discuss Christian principles as it relates to the material, all of those things. From what I've encountered with it, all of the things that are in any of Apologia's curricula are very sound, biblically based principles that are the basic tenets of Christianity. They don't try to go into denominational doctrines and things like that. It's just the basic things that most Christians would agree on that they present in their material. Now, does that mean that they ignore other worldviews? Definitely not. I'm very happy with the way that they address opposing belief systems and the way that they bring a biblical viewpoint to those beliefs. It's done in a very respectful manner. So I'm very appreciative of the fact that I have found this health curriculum that aligns with our Christian faith, but also gives us room as parents to be able to take on those hard questions with our kids and discuss them in a way that we feel comfortable with. I've been really happy with the way that my son has responded to this course. He has opened up and had conversations that have shown maturity in his life and given very thorough, thoughtful responses to the questions and the projects that have been put out in this course. That has been something that I have really appreciated. And if there's one thing that we have learned in recent times with everything that's going on in the world, is that health is something that we should not ignore. It is something that we have to make sure our kids are aware of in their lives. I just want to encourage other homeschool parents to make sure that health is a priority in your homeschool. It's not just physical health, it's mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, social health. All of those things intertwine together for our well-being. And so take a look at Apologia Health and Nutrition. I think you'll be happy with what you find. We are finding it to be a great tool to lay the foundations for health, and I look forward to using it next year with my daughter as well.